Hey friends, Jessica here with Creators Couture with a quick tutorial recap. So in this series, I'm going through some of my previous Behance live streams that you might have missed because they're not on YouTube, and giving you all the good bits so that you can get creating even faster. So in this one, I was super inspired by kind of an idea of like Aurora and galaxy sort of artwork. And I had such a fun time, and I think the effect that I created with these was so fun. In this too, also, if you're a subscriber, you can get the demo files and even use the artwork that I've created in your own projects, and even items for sale as long as it's part of a new work. And I have exclusive brushes for subscribers. Okay, so let's go with the time lapse. So what I'm doing here is showing you some of these specialized brushes that I created specifically for this tutorial. And I do this all the time. I will either adapt brushes that I have or make them for a specific effect that I want to do. So these brushes are exclusive for my subscribers, and this is another one also that I created with kind of, I used this image as the pattern in the brush, the water, but it really kind of added to that sort of, galactic sort of effect. And then this is me flipping through the different layers, kind of showing you what the whole thing, like moving around the layers, showing you what it's created of. Just this like cumulative effect that really give it this really amazing dimensional vibe. So let's skip through here a little bit and go into the new one that I'm doing for this live. I wanted to do Ruby Garnet instead of the green. And so what I was actually flipping through here is trying to figure out what was the first brush that I used. And I also am doing it with a layer style already applied on the layer. So this is just me flipping. We might cut this out and maybe move a little bit ahead here. So let's just go like this. And yeah, so what I do to start off this piece is create this kind of a crazy brush stroke, and then I do like a couple different Ruby Garnet layer styles on it, and it really gives it that depth and dimensionality. And then I put a few flares, like gradient flares of different, red in the background. And then here what I'm doing is I'm using my specialized brush. I make this selection to kind of give it that harsh edge, but then I also blur that selection. And I'm also using those color palettes from the product I'll link below. It's the crystal colors and everything. So between the layer styles and the color palettes, I have that all set up. And then here's me adding some of those vertical strokes in, and now we're gonna create these kind of meteors. So I use these shapes that come with my crystal making collection, and then I add the layer style, and you can actually move the layer style around, but already it gives it this amazing effect. And then what I do is I group those layers and then create a clipping mask on it and add a little bit of shadow, because that really helps with the depth. And then I used my gold layer styles, which are so good, and paint them on a little bit, and it gives it that gold tip. So all of those things, because I already have these layer styles, I already have these color palettes, it makes it very fast to create this. And then I went through and I grabbed some brushes from my Instaglam collection, an old brush but a goodie, and put a gold layer style on it, and I gave it those little light sort of kind of a gold rain sort of effect. And then I also use some of my vertical brushes to create a little bit more gold. And then I come in here with that specialized brush that I created. It has some transparency. And then I added a different Ruby Garnet layer style, and I was flipping through to see which one I wanted. I added some little galaxy brushes, a little touch of that. And then also this loose watercolor really made that cloud sort of effect, again in the Ruby and Garnet color palette. Again, I will link the full video down below. I'm going through this a bit quickly, and all the different products I created. But because I had all this arsenal already there, it just made it so easy to kind of create these really cool sort of Aurora galactic sort of effects. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Okay, so that's the recap done. If you have any questions, just let me know down below, and make sure you're subscribed for all the new videos that I'm putting out, and I'll have all of the info of where you can get the brushes and all that stuff down below. So I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.